church that brings me closer to my Savior. Little bit of heaven, a whole lot of love left behind. So put a candle in the window and let it set your heart aglow.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine. I remain Dick Shoemaker, although the folks in here confused me today, but that's all right. I will survive. It's, you know, you reach a point in your life when you're easily confusable.
It's okay, change is constant.
Ask my wife.
Yeah.
She'll tell you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you okay?
We are fine.
All right. Now, we are speaking, this is the segment, if I can use those terms, to say this is for the purpose of the United Way.
Mm-hmm.
And we are dealing with an organization that benefits by the funds that are donated to the United Way.
Correct.
All right. Now, introduce yourself, Judy, and what you do.
Okay. My name is Judy Anderson, and I work for Piedmont Community Services. I supervise in-home and residential services for individuals who have an intellectual disability. We have 3 group homes in Rocky Mount. We have about 42 in-home individuals that we serve that, you know, we support their families and what they need to do. And Piedmont Community Services has a wide variety of other services, all contingent on funding, and the United Way is crucial for us to perform everything we'd like to perform and do for our individuals. We have mental health services, services for substance abuse, school-based services, and we have crisis 24/7 crisis responders. You can either come to Technology Drive near the Y, is where our office is, Monday through Friday. If not, you can go to the emergency room and one of us will, you know, come to support you there. So there's
Explain that, to support you there.
if people are in crisis and they need and they need either screening for hospitalization or to get in the door for counseling, maybe a substance abuse issue that they just haven't been able to grasp and they want help, then we will be there to try to, you know, get them and direct them to, you know, the services that we can offer in Franklin County. Again, funding's limited, and it's really, at this time of year, between now and Christmas, there are a lot of people that go into crisis. It's a stressful time of year.
It's amazing, but it is. And I think when you stop and think about it, you kind of say, oh, yeah, I guess I can understand that. But if you are on the edge, this is the time that sometimes, I guess you could say, you go over the edge. And because there's so many things going on. And your office is right there in that nice building on
Technology Drive, right if you're going to the Y. It's the one you see on Main Street.
Technology Drive, North Main Street.
It's, well, the address
I know,
is different,
but
but it is North Main Street. You are
forget.
correct.
There's a school down there, and that is...
Yes, yes.
And Donna, introduce yourself. You are here also, and this is an experienced person dealing with Cable 12, so I'm going to have to be careful. I've already found that out, so please.
Been here, done this before, yes. I am Donna Ferguson. I've been with Piedmont Community Services for about 25 years at this point.
You must like what you do.
I love,
Which
I
is
have
great.
the best job ever. I get to play with children all day long because I do prevention services with Piedmont. We have prevention services where we go to the school system and we work with a variety of students. We work with every school in the county.
Wow.
And we do Too Good for Drugs programs, and we do support groups, and we work with children of all ages. So
Literally?
literally.
From the very to...
Yes, we have a program that begins working with Head Start. So we work with that young. And then we follow children. Healthy Families is a program that starts with pregnant women. And they follow their children from their pregnancy all the way to 5 years old. And then we pick them up. Prevention picks them up in the schools. And then we work with them all the way throughout until they graduate.
What do you mean when you say you work with them? What I'm looking for is, does somebody bring something to your attention, or does somebody seek help, or how do you get, and it would probably be with both of you, how do you get involved?
We are grant funded, and that's where the United Way comes in so well for us, because everything that we do is based on funding. So every program that we have in the school has to get funding from somewhere.
Right.
So for us, the United Way makes the difference of whether we can be there or not sometimes. We have a program that's called Too Good for Drugs, and we start working with the students in the 4th grade. And we don't go in and just say, here's a drug, this is what it does, and don't do it. But we start working with 4th graders at goal setting, decision making, feelings, non-bullying, and then we will follow that group of individuals. We have them in the 4th grade, we have them in the 6th grade, we have them in the 8th grade, and then we have them in the 9th grade. So we try to hit those transitional years when they're moving to a different school or a different adolescent development stage. And every year we start with the same thing: decision making, goal setting, make something of your life, healthy living.
It's interesting, and these are people that are brought to your attention.
It's the whole school population.
The whole school population.
Yes. We see every 4th grader in the county, every 6th grader, every 8th grader, and every 9th grader in the county.
And part of what we're talking about now is that there is a campaign on to raise money for the United Way, which is the primary provider for what you do. You know, it's interesting.
One of,
yeah,
yes.
one of the ways that you raise funds in order to continue. It's interesting because I'm thinking of my next guest who ran the free clinic for a lot of years, and you know exactly how that works. So there are a great many things going on in our community that absolutely rely on the United Way to not keep the doors open, but maybe sometimes to actually do that. But it's what allows you to do what's necessary. In other words, you can have a limited staff and you can function. There's grants and other things out there. But when it comes to covering the waterfront and being able to do what you do in the schools and spread out and not wait for disaster, go ahead and meet with and take care of, the United Way campaign is big time for you.
Oh, it's huge for us. Yeah. Sometimes, like I said, it'll make the difference in whether we can see a particular group of students or not. As far as being able to fund ourselves to get in there and to have the incentives that we need for the kids to work with.
May I?
Sure. And one of the things I would say, there's many studies, and logic tells you that if you put the time and the effort and money in prevention services, it will cost benefit-wise at the other end will be so much better off for all of us, because it is very hard to take someone who's gotten into drugs at an early age and has come through and had many years of problems to then go in and help them and support them and remediate or intervene. So prevention is just so crucial. And honestly, the more funding we can get from wherever we can get it for prevention, the dollars pay off for our community just exponentially.
The less money you'll have to put into treatment.
Treatment and yeah.
We are on the opposite end of treatment. We are trying to stop it before it becomes a problem.
Treatment is very all-encompassing. When I was going to say, what do you mean? Well, I know what they mean, but that's from having someone literally being treated as they are locked up. They're being treated by sitting down and talk.
Yes.
Going to the hospital and be physically treated, and so many things. I was just mental health services, substance abuse, school-based, intellectual disability, prevention, healthy infant parent services. There are so many things out there. So where are we going with this, folks? We're going with this, that this is the time that the United Way campaign is being run. And what's that fellow's name?
And we need your
Andre
help.
Pierre.
Yeah. Andre said that he's going to come on the air and sing.
Oh.
Oh,
And but we have to reach the goal. Have you heard Andre sing?
I have not heard him sing. Is that a treat?
Yes.
Okay.
Surprising,
Okay.
because I've known Andre for a long time. He was a scout leader for many years, and but he can sing.
Okay. Well, let's get him to sing. What we
You know,
right.
that's
The
what
money.
I
We need to
said-
get
I
the
said
money.
it
We need to
was-
get him to sing.
So there's yet again another goal.
Well,
and
there
he's-
you go.
He is not here to defend
There you go.
himself.
And we've laid it out there publicly, so he's
That's
got to-
right.
So if you want to make Andre sing publicly, no, it's what we're doing, folks, is we're making you aware. We're having a good time, but finally, we're very serious, because just what we have discussed is requiring dollars. And this is everyone's opportunity. Talk to me about that. How would you look at that camera and tell people, we'll start with, you started, we'll start with you this time. Go right ahead, Donna. Look at the camera and say what you think about what the United Way provides, therefore is good for people to spend a few extra dollars in that direction.
Well, again, for my program, it is essential to have the dollars there. And if we put our time and our efforts into prevention with our children, then we will not have to put the dollars into treatment when they become adults. That's our hope. And that's what United Way helps us to.
And that's such a great thing when when that happens.
Yes.
And essentially you've won.
That's what we hope. With every child we work with,
Judy?
we hope that we're going to strike a chord in there that plants a seed for later on in their life.
So, again, we get back to this campaign goal is $375,000. Andre Perry is heading that part of it up. And does he have a title? Campaign manager, yeah, that's what he.
And singer.
They even gave him business cards, gosh. But and singer.
And singer.
And Judy.
Well, I was going to say, the wonderful thing about United Way is that you can mark keeping your funds in Franklin County. And Franklin County is a great place to live and raise a family. However, we have limited resources in a lot of areas. It is difficult for us to access substance abuse services in Franklin County other than Piedmont Community Services. So if you donate to the United Way and you ask to keep it in Franklin County, it will definitely help us. So I think that's it. We don't have a wide variety of resources like big cities do. So let's keep it together. Let's support each other. Let's get Franklin County what they need and support our friends and neighbors. And all the money that comes in goes right back out into services to take care of more people. So,
Take care of our people.
that's right.
Our people. It's interesting. This is a particularly interesting morning for me because I'm a believer in that, and I'm very glad to be able to be sitting here. And the next folks involving the free clinic and the tree at Christmas and the same kinds of things, and these people have been doing that for years too.
Right.
And it's so necessary, but this is a kind, loving, wonderful place to live. And we're very fortunate, first of all, to have what we have in the way of support mechanism. And then the next thing is we have to come and say, we need some assistance to make it work. And it's good to have people that will do that. And this becomes a very important thing. This campaign, something Andre said when he was down here relative to if you commit to a particular donation, dollar-wise, it's not like you don't have to hand a check over today. And I said, well, then how are you going to get it? And he said, we spread it out over a long period of time. You go into next year. And he explained that. And so there is a way to do something and not have to come up with the dollars
Right, and
immediately.
for us, for who
We
are
have
still
payroll
we have payroll
deduction, yeah.
deduction, so it's really nice that you know, they take it out and you don't, you know,
We can commit
yeah.
and they just take it out of our paycheck.
and you hardly notice.
So
and
that
it's
means
right.
you're donating to the United Way, and you are a major part of that which we call the
Yeah.
United Way.
Oh, absolutely, we
So
do.
you must believe in what you're doing.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes people would lose track of that.
Yeah.
Right.
You're just out pitching. No.
Yeah.
No,
You're
no.
very much into it, very much aware of it, and a part of it. And that, I think, is a major strength. This is done by people in Franklin County, for people in Franklin County.
Absolutely.
And something that, folks, let's face it, if it wasn't, you know, that'd be good. Wouldn't have to worry about anything. We all know that that's the case, but it's not the way it really is. So this is a good opportunity to
Especially with,
make
you know,
sure.
funding cuts are constant, it seems like, in our areas, the Medicaid funding, the government issues. And I feel like we're in a funnel getting, you know, having this great need and less resources. And, you know, down at the bottom, and there's more and more people that need it. So we're at a time in this, you know, period of time that we really need your help. We need people to donate and consider their friends and neighbors.
All right, so when you hear the term United Way, recognize what it's saying and what it's doing and how many good things there are going on out there. And, you know, they got this little pamphlet here that I've been looking at, and it just cites more things than you can possibly imagine. Legal services, Red Cross.
Oh, yes. We
Hospice.
are absolutely just one small part of a group of people that the United Way help.
Free clinic, STEP. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? That's anything else you'd like to say?
Thank
or?
you for your donations.
Okay.
Give generously. And we appreciate it. We
Yes,
really do.
we
and
absolutely
the people that we represent and support appreciate it.
Okay. It makes, let's face it, things would happen and there would be people out there to help, but it would be vastly limited
Yes,
without
absolutely.
the donations.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes,
we're in the
everybody's
midst-
belts are tightening, and as Judy said, the funding is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and so all of the help that we can get keeps us doing the work that we do.
Okay. Listen to Judy and Donna. They know what they're talking about, and it's necessary, it's important, and just again, wave the United Way flag right in front of you again, just so that you don't forget. This is the time that they're establishing their goal. Well, no, it's established. They're establishing the fact that you will reach that goal. So by your donations. Thank you for bringing this to us yet again and making us aware.
Thank you.
And you work in it every day, so you're the best people to talk about it. And you feel good about
Leaving
it.
here, going to the high school.
Going to the high school. All right, what can I say except goodbye? Thank you very much, both of you, for taking the time to come down here and talk about it. It's important, and you believe it's important, well then do something about it, okay?
I'm gonna climb me a mountain. I'm gonna ride down the river. See corn on the meadow, blueberry jelly on the vine. There's a little country church that brings me closer to my Savior. Little bit of heaven